Hello everyone, I'm Noel Lennon.
I'm Green Giant.
And welcome to our commentary of 1958's Dracula, directed by Terence Fisher. This might seem a bit of a weird and random film for us to be doing, but there is actually a very good reason for it. Fuck you, that's why.
Very good.
Me and George are film students at a college, and we're going to be doing an exam in a couple of days on British horror.
Actually 2 days, yeah.
on British horror and some other things. So as part of our revision, one of the films you have to look at is Dracula, and we have to know it inside out. So we thought, while we're watching it again, we might as well do a commentary of it, because it is a very entertaining film in its own right.
Yes, so hopefully we don't end up just discussing filmy stuff too much, but
we want to make it fun as well as educational.
We'll try and do a bit of both.
So like this, maybe other people who are doing AS film can learn from it actually as well.
Yeah.
Now, this was released in 1958, and it's made by Hammer Horror Films. This is actually the first film they made. Yeah, it was.
I don't think it is.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It really isn't.
What was then?
I can't tell you. I know it's not the first, though.
Yeah, it was the first.
Where's the red sheet gone?
It's going well so far. This stars Christopher Lee. Probably what's his most iconic role, actually, is Dracula. I think this, along with the antagonist from Wicker Man.
It doesn't say.
It is the first Hammer Horror film.
I'm very sure it isn't. Alright, are you ready for the best effect?
Yeah, the Technicolor blood.
Of all time.
The Technicolor. This is obviously, straight away, this is a staple of Britishness in the film, because the architecture, the gothic look of it. This really random opening sequence. And this Technicolor blood that's someone's just flicked a paintbrush out.
It's going to clean my brushes out.
I love that effect, because, okay, in terms of the opening of the film, why does that happen?
Who knows?
Dracula pissed on his own grave, literally.
You should see a doctor, that isn't right.
Yeah. This is Jonathan Harker. I was going to say played by Michael Gove, but he's not. I don't know who he's played by, but he's pretty much an example of the false hero in Sid Field's sorry, not Sid Field, in Prop's character theory, where basically means you think he's going to be the hero, but he turns out not to be. The hero is actually Van Helsing. Other examples of the false hero, like for another film we're looking at, which we're going to do next as a commentary on The Descent. Juno is the false hero in that film. Can I just say this voiceover is amazing? I like how his actions are trying to kind of like go along with the voiceover, but it doesn't really.
No.
He's like, look at his face. Again, this is another example of the Gothic architecture, like the running river, the countryside. All of it is very British.
Yeah.
The accent he has, the clothes he's wearing, the words he's using, the way he's saying them, that kind of stuff. It's
everything.
All reeks of Britishness, even that cannon. Now, we'll do a review of this film as well, because honestly, this is we want to make it entertaining. So it's both a commentary for educational purposes, and as a review of the film,
and revision.
and yes, I mean for educational purposes. I love the use of lighting here is really great. I like the setup of everything within the frame here is really, really nice. I mean, like, obviously this film being from 1958, you can spot a lot of the conventions which were just kind of starting here, like the use of gore. I mean, like, now it won't be seen as much, but at this point in horror history, this was a lot.
Yeah, massively elaborate mise-en-scène stuff.
Yeah, like you can see look at how much is within that frame there.
Yeah,
all the candles and everything.
Clusterfuck.
Yeah, especially this table in here, and this. I mean, look at that. That's a beautiful shot. Yeah. I mean, like we're going to make fun of some stuff in this things like that.
Of course, but
I'm not going to deny this intro is very, very entertaining, and it sets the stage for the tone and everything. And I mean, like just the little details, like the candles on top of the chandelier there. That's a nice little detail that I like. It's very well lit for a castle, I'm going to admit.
Yes.
But it's still pretty entertaining. It seems very constructed, which is nice. Now, obviously, Harker here. We're going to be talking about how the male and female characters in Dracula are different. As I said, Harker's an example of the false hero. He's also an example of the gender representation of this film, wherein Dracula. I'm talking about the good male characters. That look, very stern look towards the meat there. He, Homewood, and Van Helsing all represent a patriarchal society, which was seen as a positive thing then. And Dracula represents the opposite of that, the sexual liberation of women in the 50s, obviously because the invention of contraception. That was a few years before this film, wasn't it?
I think so. It was
The invention of contraception.
it's around the time.
Anyway, the point is, one of the themes of the film is one of the subtle themes is the patriarchal society. Dracula represents a threat to that and the sanctity of marriage because he sexually liberates women, and he himself is a very very sexual creature, and it's kind of interesting. Nice one. It's very interesting when you think about it how it's so very influenced by British society at the time, because like Homewood, Harker, and Van Helsing they're all trying to preserve the sanctity of marriage, which Mina Homewood represents, who's a character we're going to see much later. Now, this is another convention of Hammer horror at that time, so it's just Harker's acting here is pretty great. Would you like to take over for a bit for this?
Okay, yeah. Well, this is where, if you clearly look at where he's looking, straight down there.
Straight down.
I mean, it's fairly open
bang.
as well, but which is another thing from carrying on from what you were saying. You know, very just revealing as possible, pretty much this massive over sexualization.
I'm not doing this to be funny, but you can also see they've picked this particular woman for the shape of her breasts, and she has got quite large breasts. It's kind of the point, I think, as well. The whole thing. She's going, "Oh, save me, help me!" Ah. She also, I think, represents what could be the peak of sexual liberation and the sexualization of women, because what she's wearing, the way she looks. I love this shot, by the way. The way he looks up is so funny.
Oh yeah,
I love that. A low angle shot there to show Dracula's power.
Which is quite a nice shot, actually.
Yeah, I love that little tracking shot there when he's going down.
Dracula just comes in and ends up as a close up on him. It's awesome.
It's like the shot in Indiana Jones when Harrison Ford runs towards the camera. It's one of my favourite shots in cinema. A point to note here is the reason they're speaking so quickly, you might notice, is because at this point, film was still seen as just kind of like an adaptation of a stage thing.
Yeah.
So the point in stage is to not get through your lines as quickly as possible, to kind of keep it as compressed as you can.
Yeah. And the whole sort, I've literally forgotten all my drama words and stuff. It's gone, but the whole sort of blocking. There we go. Basically, blocking's the way they're standing and how they're sort of acting it out.
Yeah,
it's very sort of still,
very forced. Not forced, very staged.
Yeah, very staged, and it's how they say things.
Dracula's cape there is an example of the gothic look as well. Very long, kind of ghost, makes him look quite ghostly. Covers his tracks, kind of that kind of thing. I like the design of his cloak. I think it makes him look a lot tall. As Christopher Lee's pretty tall anyway, but it makes him look a lot taller than he actually is.
Yeah. As it's just one thing you can't see.
Yeah. He's very tall, and it's still how tall he is compared to Harker anyway. But that's the thing that they added, that Hammer kind of added for this, is the theatrical acting style. Before this point, horror was not seen as something you didn't have to try in, but something that it wasn't as dramatically powerful as something as Citizen Kane. But people like Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing are all very dramatic, good actors. So they took it very seriously, and that's why you get a lot of horror films now that they put effort into their performance a lot of the time. And you can tell Christopher Lee's having a lot of fun with this.
Yeah.
He actually said it's one of his favourite film roles, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, it's like it's being really properly acted out. It's good.
Now, obviously, we mentioned that the acting can be quite theatrical. This also leads to some over-the-top hammy performances. Harker is one of them. He's not bad, he's just really over-the-top. Arthur Homewood, who's going to see later, is the best actor in this film. You know what's really sad? Arthur Homewood is played by Michael Gove, who plays Alfred in the 1989 Batman film.
Oh.
Yep. He's pretty much the best Alfred, besides Michael Caine. But he's a really good actor, but he's really over the top in this film. Now, the basic plot of this film at the beginning here, which honestly, even though this is an old film, this kind of threw me a bit, because the film sets up that Harker's going to be the hero, because he's introduced first.
Yeah, him coming to the castle.
It's very similar to Fargo in that the actual hero is not introduced until much later. But Fargo is another film we're going to be doing later as well.
But it is a different section, so we don't really compare the two. But still,
I'm just saying, it's similar to that.
Yeah, that sort of whole thing.
It's very interesting because you don't expect. I mean, like, I've read the book, and the book's great for the time, but I read it after watching this film. But you expect Harker to be the hero, and he sets him up as quite a brave character, and the whole point of him coming here as under the guise of a librarian is so he can end Dracula's reign of terror. It's very kind of interesting for a film that's an early horror film and a 50s film to kind of have that kind of twist, because
it's quite big
even for then, especially for a horror film. You don't really expect it.
No, it was good.
Now, the Lucy, his fiance, who we've just seen, is basically her character is basically a metaphor for the bridge between marriage and sexual liberation. She is not yet married. She's nearly married because she's engaged to him. But she is swayed from her sanctity path, if you know what I mean, into being with Dracula, which is kind of again that theme of sexual liberation and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Harker's facial expressions; they're pretty great.
It's something I do quite enjoy at times. Older films, just more movement in camera as opposed to constant cutting. It's a nice change at times.
Editing was a little bit tricky at the time.
Yeah, obviously, but
yeah,
it just makes a nice change at times. I think that's.
I love that. sorry, carry on.
That's fine. I think that's what adds to this whole sort of stage feel.
Yeah,
as you're pretty much stuck to one view a lot of the time.
It's not about the flashy camera work. It's about the characters and the narrative.
Yeah,
that drives it forward.
It's character driven.
It's very refreshing. Like we're gonna watch The Descent after this, but it's just like, I mean, like, that doesn't have too many cuts and anything.
No, I wouldn't say it's massively
like a Michael Bay film, for example. But it's just very refreshing to have something that's very character and narrative driven. Can I also say this room has pretty much the same lighting it did earlier, even though it's. I love Harker's pajamas, by the way. I love the fact that in old England, the pajamas were pretty much the same as what they would wear usually.
Yeah.
The use of music actually is also interesting, because the music is there to. It's very something that also detracts, I think, from some films like this is because it was just kind of starting off as a horror film. They aren't as subtle as a lot of horror films are. Like Dracula wears black, he's evil, he's gothic. The music clearly shows which character is evil, which character is good. It's very unsubtle, but I mean, like, we laughed a minute ago in that massive musical cue game for Dracula. Yeah. It sometimes comes in inopportune times, which unfortunately, lends itself to a lot of comedic moments that kind of ruin the moment.
Just maybe from what we're used to now.
Yeah.
Obviously, back at the time,
yeah,
that would have been fine, and it would have added a lot.
Another point: this female vampire character is quite important in the exam we're going to do, because she represents, basically female character, the femininity in this film, and the weakness of the female character in this film is her femininity and her reliance on men. Her lack of self-control is what ultimately gets her killed, and ruins. Basically, her lack of self-control ultimately ruins Harker as a character, because he's okay. If you ever can see you looking down.
Yeah, he's really trying to maintain height.
He just did it. He's so unsubtle about it.
It's every now and then. Yeah. Just get a little there.
Yeah, did it again. To be honest, I'm not blaming him, because it's.
But it's really obvious.
The costume is there to do that, to bring out the fact that she's quite helpless. I'd like to do some of them myself. That globe is very big.
It is, isn't
I guess that might be there as well for the mise en scène to show that he wants to rule the world. Well, he doesn't really, does he?
No, but...
He thinks he's getting some. I think the makeup's really good for a film like this, though. Harker, you're an idiot. Like, the teeth effects are really nice. Sorry, that dolphin dive. It's so over the top. So like the way her dress is kind of fallen away is very is showing the sexual kind of nature of this.
Yeah, yeah. And she's on the floor, he's standing up.
Like low angle shot and everything.
He's useless, he is.
Sorry, what did he hit his head on there? The floor or his arm? Is his bicep that big that he knocks himself out? Knocks himself out. What if he smacks her head on when he's trying to walk through the door? It's a very confusing part. Why does Dracula just leave him there?
Yeah.
Now what? I'll just try. I'm going to ask George some questions for this, just so because obviously because this is part of a revision. What is okay? Talk about some of the men that are in this film, like Harker and that. Why are they traditionally British?
Haven't we already done this?
No, we talked about the women. We talked about their clothes and everything, but not some. We missed one thing.
What did we miss?
It influences their clothing and their accent.
Something to do with their status and power and
status, class.
Okay, yeah.
They're all of the men in this film that you see are apart from the innkeeper, who's quite clearly working class from the way he talks and dresses. All the characters in this film are middle-aged and middle class.
Oh yeah, that was the Hammer thing, wasn't it? Middle class, middle-aged men.
Yeah, that's also a convention of British horror at the time, and specifically British horror, that a lot of the characters are middle-aged. It's not like in a lot in American slasher films, the characters will be teenagers.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a. I guess it's the fact that they're middle-aged just to show that they're experienced.
Yeah.
Or that to show this is how, like for instance, like a character like Harker, because he's middle-aged, is that to show that this is how men should be, and the monster he's a monster because of his sexual liberation.
Perhaps.
Because I think that's honestly what makes Dracula a monster in the metaphorical sense. God, that was massively over the top.
Yeah.
Also, the characters are mostly white, which I don't think you see any black characters in this film actually.
No.
You probably wouldn't actually. It was like 50s.
No, that wouldn't have been really a thing. There's a theory by someone called Levi Strauss, which is a theory of narrative, which actually, funnily enough, there's another theory by Sid Field called the 3-act structure. This film kind of doesn't really have a 3-act structure, kind of, because is this the equilibrium or the disruption? Disruption, sorry. Because what is the equilibrium? Because basically this whole film is just one big disruption. Well, I guess him travelling there, it's alright at first. It just happens very quickly with disruption.
Well, no, that's not an equilibrium because he's going to stop the disruption.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting, the kind of structure to this film. It's like, this is just like a prologue, and the equilibrium happens after he's killed, in a way. As soon as Van Helsing shows up on the scene. That could be taken as equilibrium, I think. Anyway, Levi Strauss's theory is binary opposition. The whole narrative is based on binary opposites of each other, like good versus evil, which is quite clearly what this film is. Good versus evil. Sexual versus non-sexual. Light and dark. That are more simple examples of that. Is it just because that castle look really weird? It looks like a model.
Yeah, that's what I've always thought. It's like in front of a background or something. It's really strange.
Yeah. That's a really good shot. It's really clear. Everything looks really nice. There's colours really stand out there.
Yeah. I think it's just the older thing of just not having
Technicolor.
I was going to say something else different. Where films didn't really employ the use of shallow depth of field at all. Everything would be in focus.
Yeah, but the cameras were a lot more powerful.
Well, it wasn't. It's just I can't remember the reason.
No,
why.
it's the way I honestly think it's the way the cameras are set up. Like,
you know, the films up until like maybe the 2000s didn't really use shallow depth of field a lot.
No, they didn't. No, 90s.
Maybe
90s when
90s.
they probably use it the most.
Started probably the 90s.
Oh, probably 80s actually, because there's a shot in Terminator when they do it. That's
maybe it was starting then, but
basically the point is
it's a modern thing.
Camera techniques were a lot simpler then, but a lot of I actually enjoy a lot, like you said earlier about the more simple camera techniques. It basically then it can't rely on flashiness. The strips have to be good then.
Yeah.
Now, would you agree with this? Because obviously there's no really. Would you say that the auto influence in this film is? I know where you're looking, Harker. Would you say the fact that it's made by Hammer is an auto influence? There's
definitely a style.
Because I think auto is more reserved for one single person, which is kind of interesting. That Hammer in itself has a very distinctive style. Where
it was all recorded in the same place, and just similar ideals of how should things be done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it has its own thing.
So I just want to comment on that. Him staking her. Then it's not a euphemism. I do like the fact they don't actually show that. I think that shows a good deal of self-restraint because they could have just ended into showing that. Sorry, that's pretty funny. I was saying it lends more to the imagination, but never mind. I like the fact it turned night so fucking quickly.
Yeah.
By the way, I love Dracula's little thing here. This is so funny. Basically what Dracula has done, Harker's killed that woman. So Dracula has gotten out of his coffin, to go up to the top so he could dramatically reveal himself from the door. I love this look he gives. Why did Dracula go up there?
Oh, God no.
Yeah. Just went for a piss. I like that use of light in there. That silhouette's really cool.
Yeah. I use it a lot for him.
Do you know Christopher Lee's the actor who's appeared in the most films ever?
I did not.
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
He is.
Okay.
Well, he's like 89, so. Here we go. The introduction of Van Helsing, the hero of the film. A use of garlic there, iconography.
Yep.
An iconic part of horror, especially of vampires. That mistletoe there. Or garlic cloves, they might be actually.
Probably.
This is a really good shot. All in one take, just pulls back, then Van Helsing reveals himself.
Lots of movement. It's still, it's great.
Yeah. You can clearly tell all of these people are working class and that because they're clothes, the way they talk. But I like the fact that Van Helsing stands out as a loner because of his accent, the way he talks, the way he holds himself.
Yeah, he's got. Is he the only one with a hat? Is there someone else with a hat?
Yeah, pretty much. I think.
Oh, there is a couple,
but his
it's
clothing
really different.
is,
His coat.
Yeah. But he's wearing gloves. And also this is very kind of like that stereotypical thing in a film where someone will walk into a bar, it all falls silent.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be one of the first films that actually does that. But I think it might be. Well, I think it's the first horror film to do it anyway. But it's kind of interesting. Like again, the binary opposites. Like he's so different from all of them. He's a loner.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a wild guess there. He might not have stopped there.
Yeah, who knows?
Also, another convention of his all of the men are very heroic. Like he says he's here to help them. He's being very selfless and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome name, Van Helsing. Again, the women there being told what to do, the way they dress, very feminine.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed there's a wolf's head on the wall behind Van Helsing's head.
There isn't.
Hello. Do you want a drink? Sorry, they were cloves of garlic. Yeah, not mistletoe. What the fuck am I talking about? I like that line. You haven't asked for help, but you do need it all the same. I like the screenplay for this film. I mean, like, obviously, it's not one of the greatest films ever made. I think it's a staple of horror. I think you need to watch it if you like horror films to see where it all originated.
Yeah.
I do enjoy watching it. There are some, especially later, there are some very funny moments.
And there's quite a bit to learn from it as well, I think.
Like in terms of camera movement, yeah. Characterization, the way characters do. So, like, we talked a minute ago how you can clearly identify that Van Helsing is a loner from the way he walks in and everything.
Yeah.
All of that. It's very kind of interesting. I thought that was the meal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask you some more kind of questions. Quick. What is Mina's husband called, and what relationship does he have to Lucy?
It's Arthur and his brother, isn't it?
Is it its brother?
And its brother, isn't it?
Yeah, Arthur is Lucy's brother, and his name's Arthur. Yeah. I'll say some of these other questions for the Descent because they're more related to that.
Yeah, I probably should.
And okay, how are Hammer films different from other horror films and other British horror films?
Well, like I said, the whole elaborate mise en scène, mostly gothic architecture.
Yep, that's part of the mise en scène.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Fine. Iconography.
Yep. Tits.
Yes.
The sexualised women. I love this. Bye.
I think that's most of it, but...
Level of gore.
Okay.
The higher budget.
Was it high?
It's higher budget than other horror films at the time.
Oh, but the time, because it was fairly low budget, because it was all recorded in the same place.
No, for comparing it to other horror films at the time, it was pretty high.
That was one of the things about having this location where they recorded everything. It made everything cheaper.
Yeah. No, but for other horror films at the time, this was seen as pretty much a massive Hollywood budget film.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, just compared to other films, I'm just comparing it to other films at the time.
I'm going to question you.
Okay.
Don't look at the back.
I won't. I'll put it back. What? Hang on. Why has this all been done? Did Harker do this? No. Why did Dracula mess up his own room? And Dracula's kind of an idiot.
Right. How does Dracula represent a threat to society? I've sort of already done this, but...
Yeah, it's just best to just go over it again. He basically is a threat to the sanctity of marriage. He represents sexual liberation, and women. This is shown by the fact he seduces women, and the seduction of women and kind of being promiscuous was against the traditional values of a marriage and monogamy. Is it monogamy?
I think so.
I think I just said it wrong again. That's why he's a threat, basically, because of that. I do like that. I think the music is really nice in this film, with a bit over the top at points.
Yeah, probably a bit.
Yeah, especially that shot earlier where Dracula's just walking away from his own house, like, da-da-da-da-da-da. That he's the bad guy. Can you fucking tell? It's the bad guy. It's just this guy.
This one.
Yeah.
Big arrow.
Mum.
You see the blood around there?
Yeah.
That's great.
Mum. Harker. Van Helsing's reaction is pretty great.
Oh shit!
Still, Lucy's free now. Mind you. Been great if you'd done that. Hello, what's this? Again, I like the fact it's all done in one take, pretty much. I mean, not when it cuts there. Looks a bit like Liam Neeson, actually.
Oh, right, yeah.
Sorry, Liam Neeson looks a bit like him.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
There's Michael Gove playing off Homewood. Yeah, you just cut into the scene. It was mine and my wife's sex night. Like the stained glass window there. Shows the kind of level of poshery in this scene.
Poshery. Good word. Did he set fire to himself?
Good one. There you go. What to tell you that he died? I thought it was a bit more. It's a bit impersonal, isn't it?
Like sending a text.
Yeah.
Your mum's just died.
Oh right. What do you want for tea? We're British. Fuck his suit. There's that balcony, so that banister we're going to be seeing a bit later. He was quite open with you, actually. He told you exactly. He told you.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
Yeah. See, that's another element of the gender representation. The men get angry, the women are there to calm them down. If not, they get a slap.
And she's only allowed to talk now. He's buggered off pretty much. Now the men are finished talking, then.
It's like, it's just be like, I've got a decision. Shh.
The men are talking, darling.
The men are talking, darling. She sounds like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. Click. Then she shoots herself. So something I want to ask. Was Lucy...
Incest! Carry on.
Arthur, why did you put your tongue in my mouth? Is Lucy sick because she's been bitten by Dracula already?
Oh, fuck. I can't remember.
This next scene implies, where she opens the window, that he's already been there.
Yeah.
But was she sick before that? And has she just covered it up using the... has she just covered it up using the bite?
I'm not sure.
Because I think she's sick. But also the fact that she's wearing a cross there. Can you say?
Yep.
How has Dracula got near her? Does she take it off in a minute?
Possibly.
Okay. That's another point. The fact she's wearing a cross and she takes it off to do the sexually liberating things. That's very kind of especially for a Britain in the 50s. That was very Christian. That was seen as a unholy and monstrous thing. I think she does take it off, doesn't she?
I think so.
Yeah, she does. There, yeah. If you can't tell, we haven't watched this in a while.
Or maybe he has been before and she's taking it off then. That's how he got there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think this is it. Kind of implies that she's done this.
She looks like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to lie here and wait. Lay back and think of England. Yeah, there you go. Oh, bloody herpes. I love the fact that they're using period sound recording technology. And this is another element of the narrative structure. Actually, this is another Sid Field thing where in the disruption, the hero gains knowledge. He's teaching himself about vampires from Harker's journal.
Yes.
I love his smoking jacket there. Very swart. He looks like he could be a Bond, actually. I'm surprised Peter Cushing was never a Bond. He looked like he could have been a good Bond.
Maybe, yeah.
Actually, the book I Am Legend, which I based my screenplay off of, makes a good point about the cross. it's a genius point actually. Would a vampire who had been a Muslim fear the cross? Would a Jewish person who had been a vampire fear the cross? No, they wouldn't, because it's not.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, isn't it? That's what I love about I Am Legend. It went a bit further in showing the vampire kind of idea, and he also said he showed a Torah to a vampire that had been a Muslim. He was afraid of that. So it's not the crucifix itself, but any religious imagery associated with what they believed in. That's genius.
Pretty good.
It's such a good idea. Of course, there's a scene in I Am Legend where he's trying to try out different methods of killing a vampire, and one of them is that theory about running water. They don't like running water, and he just fresh sprays water for them. It doesn't fucking work. The crucifix. He just said crucifix, not crucifix.
I didn't hear that.
That doesn't make sense. If it reveals the vampire, how come Lucy's a vampire and she's wearing it? Yep.
Okay.
Okay, it makes for a nicer twist, but it doesn't make sense. I wonder how those things actually work. It's not a tape, obviously.
No, but I don't know what it's recording to.
Well, that thing he's holding in his hand, probably.
No, I.
George, just don't embarrass yourself. Some of the old Miniman comes magic wit coming back. Oh, does it? Tell me more. I love the fact that Peter Cushing is just looking at the camera now that he's talking to the audience. If you do not follow Christianity, you're going to hell, pretty much. This is pretty much. That's probably what it's trying to symbolise, which is pretty blatant. Hello, my dear. I love if he just appeared there, like just cut into the frame like that. Hello.
Quite like, it's sort of like how he flows in.
Yeah, like that's really impressive. I think that a lot of that's just to do with the fact that the lighting doesn't show his feet as well.
Yeah.
When he walks in.
I mean, some sort of leaves around as well and stuff.
I like how Christopher Felix looks much older than he actually is in this scene. He was about 30 when he did this.
Alright.
Nom 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 nom.
You know see this.
Again, the Doctor is middle class. He's got quite a posh accent, so it shows that classery still exists. Fuck off! No! Go and play with your toys. Slap.
He's properly hurt by that.
He looked really upset. Sorry. Leeches doesn't work.
I didn't prepare this for me in medical school. Children.
Did you know what he said?
No.
He pretty much just said he was upset. No. Oh. This Doctor gets a lot of shit in this film. Oh, fuck you then. Just trying to do my job. I love that back in this kind of time period where the cure for cancer was pretty much just get some fresh air, you'll be fine.
That and a glass of water, you'll be a dandy.
Leeches. Do you remember that in Blackadder? I think I'm in love with my manservant.
Yeah.
Gonna prescribe some leeches. You do that for everything. Has he been sat in that room for like hours?
Yeah.
I like the fact he's got a Harker's bag.
Yeah, that could actually be like a meaning for something because it showed the bag quite a lot at first. There was a couple of shots just for the bag.
Yeah.
The bag could represent the passing on of
the torch.
power.
Yeah, the passing of the torch. Yeah, passing of knowledge. Yeah.
I didn't remember them. That's good. George did good.
You shoot my gun in the air. Now, can you stand up, dear? Men are supposed to sit down on the chairs. Women are meant to suffer and have our children. looking straight at the camera there. Have you noticed they're breaking the 180 roll?
I hadn't.
They just were when he was looking at, because it's supposed to be like that, but they kind of did an angle like that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, didn't see them sound there. But I guess this is before the 180 roll had been invented. So.
It probably didn't really matter then.
Yeah, it doesn't. Hello. Lucy, your voice has changed. My voice is breaking. She's a monster. It's sad to believe that a symbol of terror like Dracula has suddenly become the faggotry that is Edward Cullen. I use that word not as a slur on homosexuality. Homosexuality is cool.
Where's that thing from LA Noire? The face time.
God damn it! I'm trying to drink 7-Up. What truth, doubt, lie.
Cole Phelps.
Oh, gross. Cole Phelps, vampire. Oh, imagine Cole Phelps smoke. Cole Phelps, traffic. Cole Phelps, vampire hunter. Oh, I wish. Can you edit in?
Ugh.
Oh, no, you can't edit. Don't bother.
No.
I want you to. I just love if you put vampire killer from Castlevania in the credits. Or when Van Helsing does the dolphin dive.
Be quite hard to work out when it is.
I'm joking. Don't actually.
Good.
Now, people might recognise Peter Cushing and his role as General Tarkin from Star Wars, the guy who orders Alderaan be blown up. He doesn't really appear in the other Star Wars films. It's kind of odd. Well, he dies, doesn't he, on Death Star when it gets blown up in the first film. That's a very retarded thing for me to say.
Well done.
I've also noticed that all the men in this film seem to be standing over the women naturally.
Yes. All of them.
Yeah. It's not because they're naturally tall. I think they've just done that just to connote power and everything. I love those coats, by the way. The one that he's got right now, I really want one of them. They're awesome. They've got little capes on them.
Pretty cool.
She's my sister. No, she's my daughter. Actually, I'll just explain more about the other films we have to look at, including.
We haven't even said that.
We're doing British horror. Which for that we have to. I love that coat. For that we have to watch this film Dracula, The Descent by Neil Marshall.
That's it. Yes.
And as an optional one, there was 28 Days Later, but we're not doing that.
There's enough to do with these two films.
And for that section B, for section A, it's more about digital technology and everything.
It's called Producers and Audience, basically.
It's basically about the role of new technology and how it plays in its role in film making and film distribution, pretty much.
Yeah.
And in section C is American films. For that, we have to watch Fargo by the Coen Brothers, which is genius. And Chinatown by Roman Polanski. Both really enjoyable films.
Yeah, we could have done much worse, I think, with our film set.
Yeah. Well, you will next year, Morphin Colour.
Well, I'm not doing it, so haha.
We're going to watch that one day and you're going to see how bad it actually is.
No.
Has anyone actually who's listening to this commentary actually watched Morphin Colour? Because not you. Because it is really bad. I love the fact they put garlic through the window. They put the hands on the window. This woman's an idiot. She's like the worst housekeeper ever. What's that? You're going to exit the scene rapidly just so you can give Dracula a chance to show up?
How convenient.
Yeah. Please say he just appears there. Please say he just appears there. I love how... What the fuck?
Whoa.
Because it's a thriller.
She didn't have a cross on then, didn't she?
No. She didn't then. Smother her. Look how smug he looks. He's like, that's what you get for back-chatting, bitch. The doctor is in. It's the only diagnosis he's got right so far. Death.
Even then he wasn't sure. He had to get a second opinion.
Even now he's definitely not right because he's undead.
Yep, definitely dead. Just want to get one last look at those fabulous...
Van Helsing, I'm the doctor here. Shut up. Shh. Let the men are speaking.
No, like she can't even answer. He asked.
Shh. Michael Gove speaking. How do you know that? She was just telling him vital information, you prick. It's the worst house servant ever.
She's getting beaten, Liz.
He's your one chance to stop this. Actually, no, honestly, he's probably just wanting to get Batman, and he's his butler after all. When he turns out he's actually measured his own penis in the diary, put it down. I've noticed this film uses a lot of fades.
Yeah, yeah.
For everything. I guess
There's just a lot of passing of time, isn't there?
I guess it's just that phase and cuts were the only editing techniques they could really use.
It was a lot of passing of time, though, isn't there?
How would you do a fade on a reel of film? Like rub it out.
I'm not sure, but
that's an interesting question to think about. How would you do it? You cut it just by literally just cutting the tape. So not cutting the reel.
Yeah, and just stick it together pretty much. I don't know. You should slowly just black it out.
What's that? That's a noise. That was a noise.
You know, like with sunglasses, like where it's polarized, as it suddenly gets more and more darker. But it's something like that.
Probably, I would have thought so. You have to hold it up to a light, don't you, and black it out, I guess. Like, slowly black it out.
Yeah.
He's already crying, you idiot. And then I ran. He's like the worst child actor. Michael Gove looks so unimpressed.
They're paying her more than me. This is what they give us.
God, all I get for this film is to get me Batman's butler's for bullshit. You're supposed to change your expression.
Slightly open his eyes.
He didn't even do that, he just moved his eyebrow up. To be honest, that is like the method acting for the 50s, is moving your eyebrows.
Very vital things they were.
I think he said very violently. Violent eyebrow.
How do you violently move your eyebrows?
Rip it off. I can't even move my eyebrows anyway. Wow, this lantern seems to be giving off a lot more light than I thought it would.
Yeah.
To be honest, would you agree this is where the funnier parts of the film start happening?
Yes.
Why did they put pillows in there?
You've got to be comfortable.
They're dead.
Yeah? He just looks confused. Where am I?
I'm so hungry. He's like the Mega Man actor in Mega Man. Why is she walking through the forest in her pyjamas?
She hasn't got any shoes on.
She has.
Has she?
I'm sure she has.
I don't think. No,
she hasn't. No, she hasn't. Oh, this is pretty much paedophile material. What, all the way from out here? Oh my god. It's like Kathy Burke. What? The little girl heard Lucy call her from her house, she's like 2 miles away. Oh, that look.
We can play!
They're lesbians. That is not a slight on homosexuality. Homosexuality is cool. Especially between lesbians. I like how this started off trying to be a revision and slowly descended.
We haven't done any.
We have.
Well, we've done a bit, but
It slowly descended into slurs. We haven't got to the racial ones yet.
oh god.
That's the point. There's actually no white. There's no black actors in this, which you've already brought up.
Yeah. Oh, shut up.
Ow! I just hit myself. Oh shit! What was that? That walk. Delivery. That face. Oh my god. How did he keep... Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ, Van Helsing. Christ, that herpes is getting serious. Yeah, run into that dead end.
Seems like a good idea, yeah.
Turn your back on a good idea, Arthur. Shh, get in there. Play sharp.
Now be a good coat stand and stay still.
Shh. Be a good hat stand. Put his hat on her head. Well, technically, you are wearing a bear. Please don't stick it in yourself. That was a reference to The Exorcist. I wasn't making a dirty joke.
Are you sure?
No, seriously, that's the scene in The Exorcist.
Okay.
Sticks a crucifix in a little girl's face.
It really didn't come across that way.
No, I didn't mean in her face. You know exactly what I meant. It's a deleted scene from The Exorcist, honestly.
Okay.
I understand the incest is too great.
That's the next film.
Hang on a minute, that can't have been the first time she ventured out, because the little girl said she saw her the other day. Good one! See, like the fact they just refer to the sexual liberation as evil is another indication of the theme.
Yeah.
Do we start reviewing the film at this point?
We've got like half an hour left.
I know, because we're pretty much just reacting to things that are happening now.
Well, there's got to be something else we haven't talked about.
Yeah. This film's gone really quickly.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 20 film. It's really short.
How long is The Descent? It's like an hour and a half, isn't it?
Hour 35 maybe.
Oh.
Something like that.
How can we wait all that time before asking that? It's interesting, like this dialogue, because we kind of know the theme of sexual liberation. When you hear the dialogue like this, you can clearly tell it's just a shell to kind of hammer that message home.
Mm-hmm. I can't really find it.
This seems like such a random film for us to do after doing film mostly franchises like Kung Fu Panda and Star Wars.
It is a bit different.
Well, I guess we did Flash Gordon as a standalone film.
Yeah. I guess. Oh, whatever.
So I just want to comment that her. That is. Look at this wig. Look at his hair. Come here, Michael. It's your turn. It's time for you to do your career. I like the use of lighting here. He only shows hunger as an expression. Hunger and confusion. Her eyelids just moved. Thought she was supposed to be dead.
She's moving more than he is, anyway.
Good one.
Something else we didn't talk about earlier. The fact that the female vampire doesn't have a name.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
She's just an object to be saved.
Yes.
Actually, that's something we didn't talk about. That females are in this film. All the females in this film don't really have character, and all they're just as objects to be saved by.
Pretty much. None of them are a main character in any way. They're just. No. Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of interesting how they're all seen as is that like an 18th century bong? Come on, Arthur, take a hit with me. Sorry,
pluck up a fat one. Come on.
A doobie. Let's call this one the Dracula. Let's call this one the Undead. Starts trying to eat them. He starts basically doing what Michael Gove did to the wall a minute ago. Yeah, that's what was I can't remember what point I was going to make a minute ago about how
Well, I was saying about the female vampire doesn't have a name, and everyone's being there to be saved. And...
No, I was just saying how different they are from the females in The Descent.
Oh yeah, it's complete opposite.
Yeah. Well, that's not something I want to talk. It's just as a I might.
Well, I think we'll do that more in The Descent.
I was just going to say how while the context and the time the films are made in may change, the basic representation of females and males is basically the same. I'll get more into that when we watch The Descent, but in both films, females cannot succeed without men.
Mm-hmm.
And men influence the way females behave, and actually that's nothing we haven't talked about. The males are often the threat. Yeah, Dracula's a threat in this film because of his charm and his male libido, and the crawlers in The Descent are male. And I'll get more into that when we do The Descent. This guy,
it's amazing.
Is this guy only wear pajamas? I swear to God. What, his coffin? Oh, yeah! Rin. It's taken 40 minutes, but we're finally in with the lame jokes. Now, this is where the film gets funny, isn't it?
It gets good now.
I will admit, I've enjoyed doing this, even if we're just doing it for revision purposes.
Yeah.
And slowly descended into other things.
No, it's just helpful to remind me by watching it again.
That sounds horribly dubbed. That's not suspicious. Not if he gave me this message he hasn't, and he's given me this message he has. Monopoly money. I just can't do it, Mr. Wayne. Oh, we're not going to really would have been a mindfuck if he was played by Michael Caine. I love that. Can you diagnose my cough? Oh, it's lucky it was right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think it's trying to construct a representation of age as well? Like saying that, like this older character is quite clearly a bit kind of weird and everything, and the younger characters are very. They can be influenced a lot. Do you think it's trying to say that as well?
Maybe.
Like the fact that Van Helsing's middle-aged and middle class, and the fact that he's intelligent, he's brave. They're trying to make a comment about that. And like, all the working class people earlier were very fearful and they don't want to help him.
Yeah. Well,
it could be about trying to comment about that as well.
Yeah, it's possible.
I like the colour here as well, and the framing. Wow, this is certainly suspicious. Sorry, that's pretty great. Hi!
Time for a drink, though.
It's like, we're going to have a drink first, and you get my wife. I suspiciously I haven't seen. This chair's really fucking noisy.
Yeah.
Is that Arthur's doorbell? There's an echo in this room. Darling! Where were you? You know you're not supposed to go anywhere without male supervision. Seems like old Michael Gove could be the vampire. I've got to go out again. Not that pale. Is she wearing a badge around her? So I have like a hedgehog around her neck. Pretty much in because of the middle class, it's like she just sucked his foreskin I guess on her forehead. That's what it's equivalent to. That's the same level of affection. What kind of excuse is that? Jeeves! They're not exact. I mean, look at those steps.
Isn't there like two?
Yeah.
He broke his fucking neck!
Well, he ended up in one of these coffins. See, like, he's working class as well, clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
This character's quite clearly insane. Well, to be honest, he just spent all this time around dead bodies.
Yeah.
They laugh at his jokes. And now it's not. This is extraordinary. It was there, but now it's not.
Whoa!
It was there, but now it's not. That's my impression of that guy. It has nothing like him. Do you want to hear my impression of Van Helsing? Well, it was there. Do you want to hear my impression of Michael Gove? Master Wayne. Quiet, woman! Put the complicated stuff away. She's a woman. Just go easy on her. Oh, like your wife's private parts. Oh! Christoph Westford was equivalent to sucking his foreskin off.
That's pretty great.
Okay. It was too much for her. God damn it! Don't you? She's a woman. I love the fact her arm moved there of its own accord. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It seems she likes Linkin Park. Oh dear, what did we do? Now I can't. Now our sex life will never be anything more than a kiss on the forehead. We can go to more extreme things like a kiss on the lips.
Oh,
That's pretty much anal to them. Some hardcore bondage. There are not just 2 sides to a house, you moron. There are 4 sides. 5 if you count the roof. That's not a side.
not really, because then you start counting the floor as well.
What, you think he's going to tunnel under? Like, Dracula's not Steve McQueen, George. He can't tunnel under everything. Just imagine Dracula with a fucking shovel just going under. Oh, someone jizzed over that wall. Educational purposes only.
Yeah.
It's awfully quiet out here. Quick one, no one's looking. This whole event is going to be frightfully horny. Oh, no one's looking. Why did he walk into a bush?
Went for a shit.
His own garden. Oh, that creepy smile. Did you see that?
No.
His own garden.
Marking his territory or something. It's extremely primal, man.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, this commentary was worth it just for that. He's in his own garden. He's to ward Dracula off. As you know, the undead don't like fucking shits. But he got in anyway. He seemed to jump over the shit. Yeah. It appears Dracula's marked his territory on his wife. Wait, not done a shit on his wife. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, he done a shit in his own garden. Oh, so funny. This entire film is the fap sound effect. Ew. Oh, what's wrong with that really weird effect? Open them. Time to mark my territory. An owl!
Shit on your family, sorry.
I knew you were going to say that. That's when I started laughing. It's the owl's territory. He's done shit on his kids.
Wipe his arse in the nest or something.
On the owl. Oh god. Oh god. On the nest. Oh. Oh god. Oh god. So
Educational purposes only.
We learned a lot about Arthur's character. He's willing to go so far to prove he's a man. Swiping his ass. I can't stop laughing. Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Okay, he's just left. It's just me.
I'm back. It's to move off the classes. He doesn't use toilet paper. He uses an owl. Oh, it's the most I've ever laughed in the commentary. Jesus Christ. That's what the owl did. Oh god, I need to go again. Fuck. Oh god. Oh. Oh god, my sides hurt so bad.
I was about to say I'm alright and then it's starting again.
But say what?
I was about to say I'm okay and then it's starting again.
Oh, poo boy. Not poo boy. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, what's happening in this scene is actually, I asked George this earlier, are they actually doing an early attempt at a dialysis or blood transfusion? Because it looks like Van Helsing's just putting water into Mina's veins, which would kill her. Oh, is that the most that we've ever laughed in the commentary? I think it might be. My sides actually hurt so bad from that. Got a feather stuck in his ass. Oh, that was the genius. What you just said, wiping his ass with the owl. There's a bit of glass of water. They'll have that.
You better still whine. Get pissed. I'll fix
Yeah,
it.
that's what to do if you got a lack of blood. Get pissed.
What was that?
I did not. There's that stuff up there fell down. I've no idea why.
Oh.
I went nowhere near there. It's the owl. You've got an owl in it just for just such an occasion.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right.
Oh Christ! How long have you left this film? About 10 minutes.
Well, it's 9 minutes with credits, so probably
About 6 minutes.
6 minutes probably. Yeah.
Oh God! Did he mess up his lines there?
I don't know. I just.
Owl. Bring me an owl.
Fetch me an owl at once.
I need some more proper blood. It's still alive. Oh Christ. Oh God, that was so funny. I can't believe how funny that was. I didn't think it was ever going to be this funny doing this commentary.
I could try and link Kaboro in there fucking somehow, and I haven't got nothing.
Oh Jesus Christ, that makes it even funnier.
I haven't got anything, but
Please can someone draw some fan art of Arthur Homewood wiping his ass with Gabor. So you didn't see the facial expression there, peeps, but it was worth it. No, but he's got the same. He's got the same bored facial expression. Just one eyebrow raised. The one. No, this is one of the funniest scenes in movie history. Dracula's escape is so good. Look, Dracula just shows up here. Shit! I've been rumbled! Better leave an owl in here. Just in case. Woo! Should at least be called Who would. That was a lame joke. Oh. Sorry, Alpha Spirito was amazing. That jump! Why did he go to all that extra account? So all that extra trouble just for that? Where's Alpha gone? Put me out here. Need a shit. She's my daughter. No, she's my sister. Arthur's so worried. Can't find an owl.
It needs a shit. It's very terrifying, all this.
I've got a fucking headache from laughing now. Oh, I love this. Didn't you point this thing out to me earlier?
Yeah. Just... Hang on.
Educational purposes only.
You have to say what he says.
Yeah. Well, I have to say his line. Right, Van Helsing's reaching for the blood, looks at it. And
He says he's a coach driver. You can tell by looking at his fucking blood. This guy's a genius.
It's made of syrup. That tells he's working class.
Smells a bit like horsehair and
and work. And owls. I feel that, coachman. And Mina. I love that thing. Arthur Homewood just said. Did Dracula kill him? No fucking shit. The owls are attacking.
it's like Birdemic.
That's why Birdemic happened, because Arthur Homewood took a massive shit in their woods and then wiped his ass with their babies. Oh, I'm smashing like he tears off a wing and like, oh.
I'll give you a good fisting if you do that again.
Oh, too far. It's a manic depressive controller from Top. I was talking from Top Cat then. Top Cat. Sorry, from Thomas the Tank Engine, manic depressive controller. Did you have a shit? Now for the owl. That's going to be like, oh, I swear to God, if we mention that during the Descent revision, I swear to God, it's just going to end that commentary. It's getting light. Good sentence. Now to dig my way to China. In you go. Oh. It's not the first time she's had dirt down there.
Oh, stop throwing owl shit at me.
Oh, Arthur.
Not again.
Why is he throwing owl shit? Did you mean to say our shit? Not owl.
I don't know.
Oh, he falls down and falls in fucking crap. This is so good, this chase. One of the best fight scenes in movie history. How did Van Helsing catch up to him so quick? He's not unencumbered by the massive cape, admittedly. Okay, look. It's shown a minute ago that Dracula didn't have that much of a lead. How come Dracula's got so much of a lead now?
Yeah. I want to turn into Scooby-Doo style chase.
Scooby-Doo-Doo, where are I? I love this fight scene. Okay, John, we'll do our review in the credits. Fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah. Eat it! This is a representation of Microsoft at E3. And Van Helsing is Nintendo. Look at his hair! He's like one of the monsters. Oh dear. Nintendo coming along with a Smash Brothers! Oh, Microsoft wants to reveal a new Halo film. So a new Halo game. Nintendo having none of that shit. Oh, they're feeling the way around. Nintendo's checking its wounds. Microsoft's obviously got red eye. Oh, Nintendo spots a new Mario game.
Hang on, wait. I've got this.
Oh,
I've got this. Majora's Mask!
Reveal, yeah! Microsoft dissolves! The Halo, nobody cares about the Halo game. Majora's Mask! Oh, and they follow up with, it's going to be released on the Wii U. Eat it, Microsoft. And then people will buy it. It's a twofold stroke, as people realise that Nintendo realise people will actually buy the Wii U now. New Gears of War? No. Denied. Oh, I'd like that thudded he smacked his. That's a good effect. Do you know what that actually is? There's an effect that's actually cut from this film that it was supposed to be the stage before you see that, pretty much. One Sesame Street monsters. He claws his face and takes his skin off, revealing redness. But it was actually supposed to be like basically Christopher Lee put a wax thing over his cheeks and did that. It's red wax. He did that to claw. It's a genius effect, but it's a shame they put it in. And see, this is supposed to show that they've preserved the sanctity of marriage, the fact that they're together, she's wearing a ring and everything. Dracula's hairpiece floating away though. And that's the end of Dracula, pretty much. It's very anticlimactic ending, honestly.
Yeah. Wasn't really.
It's worth it for the owl joke, honestly. I can't believe how much we laughed at that. It's such a stupid joke on reflection.
Yeah.
Actually, Christopher Lee would go on to reprise his role as Dracula in many films after this, actually. But this one was probably the best one he did. And that's Dracula. So, do you want to do a quick review of it, then we'll sign off?
We might as well.
It's aged. It's some of the parts of it have aged horribly, like the representation of women, like we talked about. The way women are kind of tossed aside for like as objects to save is quite disappointing. But honestly, I still think it's pretty enjoyable. Like, there's some things to really like about it. The makeup effects, some of the acting's pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
The set design is great. The lighting's really good for the time. Overall, I really enjoy it, and we've made some jokes that were very funny about it. But overall, it's a really good film. So yeah.
So, what you can learn from it is really good. Yeah. As looking back, where it's come from, and where certain maybe not techniques, but maybe things have. Where I think you might be able to see it in like modern films, like things that have come from this.
Yeah. The use of close-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's really good. It's not bad at all.
No. Okay, that was the first film we've done for our revision. We'll see you later for the next time when we do The Descent.